So a few weeks ago, GameMaker's Toolkit posted a video asking the question, are lives outdated? The conclusion was that it really depends on the context. However, he touched upon games doing entirely different things in regards to rewards and punishments for death. This really got me thinking about how games can handle death in a way that's fun for the player and making a tough but fair challenge. It just so happens that I've recently finished playthroughs of both Dark Souls Remastered and Super Mario Odyssey, games that both deal with death in interesting ways. The games do different things, but in a broader sense, the way it's dealt with is the same. Upon dying in-game, you lose a currency, souls and coins respectively. However, these aren't the only games that do something like this. So today, let's explore what I've deemed, for the sake of simplicity and alliteration, the Dark Souls death, and how it evolved and changed with different games. Let's get into it. The obvious starting point here is Dark Souls itself. Dark Souls builds around one main currency, souls, which are gained by killing enemies. You need souls to buy weapons and upgrade weapons, items, keys to new areas, and so on. However, the main thing souls are used for is to level up. With enough souls, you can spend them at bonfires to upgrade a variety of categories, like health and strength. With each level purchased, the price becomes increasingly higher as the enemies you face grant more and more souls as well. All is well until you die and lose all of your souls. All of them. Though you can of course retrieve your souls by returning to where you died and picking them up. This is sort of the standard that was set for a number of games to follow, like the Knights of Hollow and Shovel variety. In some ways this is good. It creates tense moments of barely making it back to your loot, and it feels great to do so. It also encourages players to keep trying at the bosses or areas they fall into. But on the flip side of this coin, it discourages players from trying at new areas that are likely more appropriate for your level. Dark Souls has a few forgiving tricks up its sleeve though. In the game you can find Rings of Sacrifice, which can be equipped to lose no souls upon death, but will break after use. The game also has soul items which will give you soul when used. However, as items, they won't be lost upon death, so you can save them for when you need them. Still though, a player can stumble into a late game area, die, and then die again trying to make it back there, which never feels good. Hollow Knight has a similar problem, though it at least doesn't require Geo, its equivalent to souls, to level up. Shovel Knight makes it easier on the player by having you only lose some gold, but sometimes the bags can fly out of reach to places that are not accessible without dying again. So is there a better way to go about this? Let's look at Super Mario Odyssey now, which is all the way on the opposite end of the spectrum. In that game, you only lose 10 coins upon death, an amount that is likely a small fraction of your total. Something that's different about Mario though, is that you don't actually need coins to beat the story. Sure, this can be said about the other games, but you'll have a much harder time without the upgrades you'll be missing out on. This isn't the case in Mario Odyssey, though you will miss out on some fun bonuses like costumes and collectibles. For the average player, the coin loss is more of a tap on the shoulder and a nudge to get back on focus. It also does the opposite of Dark Souls, in that it encourages the player to explore new areas that may have easier challenges. And there is almost always another moon to find, considering the sheer amount there are in the game. This system is very fitting for Mario, which is a more casual experience, but intensity and the sense of achievement would be lost if the system was implemented in Dark Souls. A game that I would say sits between Dark Souls and Hollow Knight is Dandara. The short Metroidvania has you lose all your loot when you die, which can be retrieved. However, it's used exclusively for leveling up your character. The level up system is more streamlined than Dark Souls as well. There are only 4 categories which have clear uses, and you can see how many times each can be upgraded via a bar being filled up. This clarity is something Dark Souls lacks in its level up system. Endurance and dexterity are pretty easy to understand for a new player, but faith could leave them confused as to its purpose. Just something to observe. There is one game though that in my opinion really nails the death tax, and that's The Messenger. Upon death, the game sends you the little red devil Quarble to revive you. Rather than lose all the money you gain though, Quarble takes some of the future gems you collect as payment for his services. This system works great. It softens the blow of death by having you lose nothing that you've already gained, but still makes for enough of a challenge by taking some of your gems. In this way, the game avoids the worry of feeling like you've lost everything and all the progress you've recently made. However, I don't know if this would work for a game like Dark Souls. Dark Souls has a very punishing death tax, but that's the point. The game is supposed to be hard, so that when you finally succeed, the result is more accomplishment than any other game could provide. Unlike arcade classics of years past, developers have no more incentive to make you die over and over for quarters. Choices are made to heighten the player's good experiences with the game. So maybe the best design decision is the one already in place.